Greetings, salutations, respect, and love. I am Scott, and you, my dear little chickenhead, have wandered onto the number one prog rock channel on all of YouTube. Yeah, it's the Prog Corner, and that is facts, man. That's according to me, and that's the only opinion that matters. And today, you know what we're talking about. You saw the thumbnail. You saw the title. Yeah, I've been sleeping on this one. I haven't really been sleeping on it. I've been listening to it since release day, but I just had to collect my thoughts because I really don't know what to think here, boys and girls. I really don't. You know I hate the death growls. You know I don't like that kind of singing all that much. And Opeth started out, with that being primarily all they did. So, yeah, I wasn't into Opeth at all until they kind of got a little bit more prog. But anyway, Opeth, The Last Will and Testament. Here we go. It's the 14th album from these guys. It's been a minute since In Caught a Venom, an album that came out in both English and Swedish, which was really cool. But it kind of felt like the whole clean vocal, pure prog, Opeth, new Peth, if you will, perhaps had run its course over the course of 5 albums with clean vocals. I don't know. And this isn't like a complete return to form. This isn't Orchid or My Arms, Your Horse, anything like that. If anything, this is kind of like a combination In Caught a Venom and perhaps maybe Watershed. If you combine those two albums, maybe it'd sound a little bit like this. We're on a new label here. We're on Reigning Phoenix Music, which is an offshoot from the Nuclear Blast group, apparently. 8 songs on here. It's only 51 minutes. None of these songs are particularly long. This came out November 22nd, so yeah, I have been digesting this for a while, trying to figure out, collect my thoughts, see if I really like it or not. Michael Ackerfeld, obviously the kingpin, the mastermind behind the band. He is joined by Martin Mendez. The bass player has been in the band since 1997. Guitar player Frederick Ackerson joined the band in 2007 when he replaced Peter Lindgren. Keyboard player Joachim Svalberg, real good. He's been in the band for the last 13 years. And there's a new guy. We got a new drummer, man. Martin Axelrod's no longer in the band. But don't let that, you don't need to shed a tear, man, because this new guy here, his name is Valtteri Väyrynen. Väyrynen. I don't know, man. I'm just going to call him Walter. Walter, the new drummer, man. Oh, he steals the show. It's just absolutely amazing what he does on this album. If you don't like the Cookie Monster vocals, just pay attention to the drumming while, the harsh vocals are going on. You might have a little better experience. And, if that's not enough, how about 2 stalwarts from 70s British prog, not just appear on this album, but make a huge impact on this album. None other than Ian Anderson provides his flute and narration throughout this thing. And you get Dave Stewart from Hatfield in the North doing all the orchestrations, giving it a lot of class and just a real sheen of coolness and sophistication that you don't normally expect from a hard rock and heavy metal album or whatever. Cover art, of course, is Travis Smith. Everybody recognizes his artwork. His band was formed in 1990. And I guess at some point Michael Ackerfeld was asked to join the band. Everybody else quit the band because they weren't asked. I guess David Eisberg was the original founding member, so it was just the 2 of them for a little while. Then he left, and a lot of lineup changes, blah blah blah. This band has gone through a lot of stylistic changes as well as personnel changes. Mike Portnoy, on one of the very first Wheel of Progs over there on the Prog Report, talked about Opeth having 3 distinct periods, and that's actually really smart because in my little brain I always thought they had 2, but they really do have 3 distinct eras. Especially if you take Damnation, right? Take that out of the chronological list because it kind of doesn't make sense there. But you had the death metal era, then you had the prog metal era, and then you had the prog rock era. So where does this one fall, man? I mean, it's kind of a combination of the second 2, actually. This is their first concept album in a while. I guess first it's Still Life. What was that, like 25 years ago, something like that? It's about some Eastern European patriarchal family, and daddy dies, and now we're reading The Last Will and Testament, and that's what this is all about. Most of the songs are like this sign for a subsection or paragraph, that little snaky double S looking thing. Kind of cool because it looks like it looks like a legal document when you're looking at the running order of the songs. Yeah, so we're reading the will, and we get all these different voices. Michael Ackerfeld's not just doing the death growls, obviously, he's doing clean vocals, but even within the realm of the death growls, there's a lot of variety. He has, the demonic sound, and then he has the powerful sound, and, there's all these different layers, right? It's not just one kind of death growl. Some are intelligible, that you can actually understand the lyrics. Others just sound like it's straight from Hades, and you really can't. And then you throw in there the narration of Ian Anderson, and you even get a little guest from Joey Tempest from, oh, it's the final countdown. Yeah, man, no long songs on here. The longest song on here is like 7.5 minutes. So, we are missing that big epic, but I don't, I don't think we really need it. The way it's structured, the first 7 songs are like the 7 paragraphs of the will itself. Starts out with paragraph 1 or section 1. It starts out with clean vocals for like one line, kind of tricking you a little bit. And then the second line, Michael Ackerfeld's right there with the death growls. These melodies all throughout this album, really obtuse and weird, hard to kind of wrap your mind around it upon first listen. You got to listen a few times before some of these riffs actually kind of stick in your head a little bit. The arrangements are really weird, and mostly non-linear, right? There's no verse, chorus, verse going on here, absolutely. But you do have structure in these songs. It's not just like free form or anything like that. The new drummer here, Walter, just so good. Walter Airy. Oh, man, he's awesome on this track. You get the orchestration from Dave Stewart sounding really good. Ends the song with some woodwind sounds. Paragraph 2 opens with this deranged, like a church organ sound. Real heavy song that relies on the death growls a little bit, but you got a real cool mellow section, obviously. And here's where you first hear Ian Anderson reading out the will. And in the background, you hear Joey Tempest singing. I think that's the dude that kind of sounds like Roy Stalt in the background on this song. I think that's Joey Tempest. Real cool middle section, though. Mid-tempo. Lots of different sounds. Joachim, the keyboard player, all over this track, doing a lot of really neat stuff, including busting out of Rhodes. What are we doing? Is this Steely Dan? And then you get nice little acoustic guitar at the end. Great song. Paragraph 3. All clean vocals on here, but this might be the heaviest song. Kind of more of a traditional metal song. Makes me think a little bit of like Iron Maiden or Sad Wings of Destiny era Judas Priest going on here. This track is all clean vocals, even though it's a real heavy track. Real cool guitar playing with some excellent keyboard sounds underneath. We're in Phrygian mode throughout most of this, so that gives you that classic metal kind of sound. Paragraph 4 is where things start getting really proggy and interesting. Got a lot of Middle Eastern influences with some weird scales going on here. Martin just laying it down. Sounded great on the bass here. And the drumming, man, what a cool rhythm section. Walter and Martin just making it happen. The drumming is powerful and great. And then, what? A harp solo. Right in the middle of all this crazy heaviness, there's a harp? It's just wild. It's cool. Yeah, you get that slinky section that follows, kind of almost Pink Floydy with a great guitar solo. I don't know who that is. Is it Atkinson? Is it Michael? I'm not sure who's ripping that solo, but it's great. And then the song ends with the same rhythmic pattern that it started with, that real funky, weird, progressive sound. Crossfades into paragraph 5. You get more great drumming and like an acoustic guitar thing going on, kind of making me think of The Smile a little bit, or maybe Steven Wilson again. More of those Eastern vibes going on here. And then when you least expect it, you get hand claps going on. You get both clean and harsh vocals going on here. A lot of different vocal stylings all the way through this album, all the way through this song too. Beautiful orchestration. Again, Dave Stewart just nailing it. And the song kind of gently fades out, leading you into paragraph 6, which starts with like this dirty organ figure and some real fast drumming. And then the guitar picks up that organ figure. And you get some more keyboard doing some counter melody in the background. Awesome. Then you get this wild keyboard solo from Joachim that I guess he hands it over to Atkinson and goes from keyboard to guitar solo. Amazing. Really energetic track. Awesome. And then it ends real softly with this, softly, gently picked acoustic guitar. Paragraph 7 kicks in with the heavy guitar with the keys in the background. And that's one of the things I love about Joachim's playing is he's just tasty. He never, tries to interfere with the song. The keyboards always make sense. And a lot of prog metal, the keyboard player just kind of stands out like a sore thumb. Like, why is this metal band got a keyboard player? It doesn't make any sense. Totally makes sense all the way through this album. This concludes the reading of the will, and this song's real dark and ominous, even jazzy at times in the middle section. We find out it's all going to the daughter because I guess the sons are all bastards, and the daughter's getting it all. And the album ends with the story never told, which is, how does this song even fit in, right? I mean, it's all clean vocals. There's no heavy guitar on here. It's almost like a mid-tempo ballad. It's a beautiful track, though. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love it. A lot of really cool flute playing in the background there. And, it's just going along his business, not really hurting anybody's feelings. And then at the 5-minute mark, it modulates into a new key. And, the sky's open. And you realize, man, oh, man, this album really is a special thing. I really don't know exactly how to feel about it, man, because you got all these harsh vocals mixed in with the clean vocals, mixed in with Ian Anderson's narrations, mixed in with Dave Stewart's beautiful orchestrations. I mean, if you like prog, there's no reason why you wouldn't love and appreciate this album. Yeah, the Cookie Monster's back, but he's not working full time. He's like a part-time employee. So as a result, I'm only taking a half a point away for the Cookie Monster. And my score here, I'm giving this puppy 8.5 out of 10. It's great. It's a great album. Don't let the harsh vocals scare you off. I think you're going to like this one a lot. I do. Certainly is going to be a factor at the year end, which is going to be next week, by the way, boys and girls. Top 25 prog rock albums of 2024. That's going to be next Tuesday, December 10th. I'm going to be dropping that video. Obviously, the biggest video of the year. Everybody loves to see that. So I'm excited to bring that to you. Anyway, boys and girls, I love you. Peace in the Middle East. Free Tibet. Free Ukraine. Free your mind. Free Willie. Free beer. Free everybody. God save the king. I love you. Peace.